Hey there, my name is Nicole Guillaume and I am a psychic, a medium, and a tarot card reader. And today I want to help you to determine why your clairvoyance may not be working the way that you'd like it to. So in order to do this, I have done a pick a card reading, and there are 3 different readings for you to choose from. All you have to do is take a look at these images here and decide which one is calling to you. Now, I will have the timestamp for each of these in the description, so you can go ahead and skip ahead to the one that's calling to you. Sometimes people feel like there's only one reading that's appropriate for them when it comes to these pick a card readings, and the reality is that there could be 2 of them, or all 3 could work for you. So if you feel like more than one is calling you or all 3 are calling you, please feel free to check them all out. There will probably be something for you in each and every one of these. Now, because you are someone who is concerned about your clairvoyance, my guess is that you are also someone who is curious about psychic development. If that is true, then I would like to invite you to check out the Guiding Echoes Psychic Development Circle. We meet online every Thursday at 6 p.m. Pacific time, where I will give you different tools and methods that you can practice in a safe group environment with other practicing psychics just like you. This is a wonderful way for you to be able to tune in your gifts and practice them safely. We also have monthly hangouts. You will get access to all of my online courses. Members of this group also get free access to my workshops when I host them. So if that's something you're interested in, be sure to check out the link in the description area. And if you want more information on that, or if you have questions, please feel free to email me at guidingechoes@gmail.com. Without any further ado, please feel free to choose one of these different symbols, figure out which one or ones work out best for you. The timestamp for each is in the description area down below, and I hope that these readings are helpful for you. Okay, so this is for those of you who chose the blue third eye. I've asked the cards, what is blocking your clairvoyance and your third eye? I pulled cards from the Psychic Tarot Oracle deck, which is one of my favorites, and we already see the story of grief unfolding for you. So the first card I pulled is Memories of Love, and this tells me that in your past there was someone or something that you loved deeply. Could be a person, a pet, it could even be a long-term experience outside of relationships that is over, such as a job or a foundation or a cause that you were very passionate about. And for reasons beyond your control, that person may have passed or left you. The animal most likely passed away. The experiences that brought you joy in the past are no longer present. And so you have these deep memories of love and maybe a life that you loved, and that part of your life is over. So there is great grief taking place there. The next card I have is the heart chakra. Now, this actually came up in reverse, but I went ahead and flipped it over just because it's easier sometimes to read and absorb the messages that way. I know it can be confusing for people or disorienting when they see certain cards in reverse. So anyways, flips this back over. The heart chakra, again, so much grief, heavy feelings. You are feeling such heavy feelings and empathy for other people, but you're also trapped in this cycle of grief, and it is so heavy on your heart. Remember, grief is love with nowhere to go. So we see that out of all of your different chakras, this is where you are holding the most energy, and with that I feel deep heaviness, deep sadness. And for some of you, the grief and the depression is beyond words. It may be the first time you've been experiencing grief or depression of this magnitude. The next card we have for you is conflict and defeat. You feel so defeated. And I feel like a lot of the conflict is internal. I feel like it is the way that you are talking to yourself about these past situations. I feel like you're stuck in these past memories, and the memories are good, but again, they bring with it the depth of sadness because this experience is over. And there is a part of you that may be living with regret and shame of things you wish you should have said, and the desire to have done things differently. Or it might even be that you wish that you could bring the energy of the experiences that you love and the person that went away, the relationship that didn't work, into the present moment. So you might be feeling a lot of internal conflict about how those things ended. And you are definitely feeling defeat because you are noticing how the impact of these past experiences are affecting you now. And you might be wishing that you made different choices, or you might just feel defeated because these things are over and you have no idea what the next chapter of your life has in store for you. Now, some of this conflict might also be showing up in your external physical life. So these could be people who don't understand you, who maybe mean well but are saying terrible things. And it could be the bickering and the arguing among family and friends that you're just so tired of, that you don't really have the energy for anymore, but there's also nothing you can do to really keep that away. And so it's all the conflict that's happening in your life that you have no control over. And internally, that's causing you to feel this level of defeat. And so what we see here is that the reason that your clairvoyance feels blocked right now is because you might be in a pain loop where you are living in the past, you're feeling those deep emotions in your heart, and you are replaying incidents that may or may not have happened, because in reality, you're trying to either make sense of something that doesn't make sense, or you're trying to gain some type of closure. Also, with the outer experience that you're having with people who have those type of personalities where they enjoy conflict, they thrive on it, or there might just be lots of misunderstandings happening with your kids where they don't really understand why you're telling them no, why they can't do this thing that they want to do. All of these things are lying on you, and they feel so heavy, they're so frustrating for you. And so because that's where so much of your energy is focused right now, it's hard for you to redirect where that energy needs to go so that your clairvoyance can be stronger. So we're going to pull some more cards on this. We are pulling from the Wizard's Tarot by Barbara Moore, another deck that I very much love. And let's go ahead and pull some more cards on this, and we're going to ask the universe, we're going to ask your guides, and remember, your guides in the universe are whom led you here today. So we're just going to ask for guidance, like, how can you move through this situation better? What do you need to know? So we're just going to be completely open to what's going to come through. So when it comes to guidance on the clairvoyance and their third eye block, what are the next steps? What can they do? Even if it's not directly related to their quote clairvoyance and blocked third eye, what are the steps that they need to do so they can maybe start releasing and healing? And trusting their guidance. Oh, my stomach growled. Did you guys hear that? That was pretty loud. I didn't think I was hungry, but maybe I am. All right. Holding that intention for you. I think one more shuffle will be good. Yeah, one more shuffle's fine. And I think I'll split. I feel like right there. Okay, let's see what we've got coming up for you. Four of Cups. So Four of Cups can indicate that there might be people who are trying to give you answers or advice, but it's almost tone deaf to what you're actually going through. So there might be people in your life who mean well, and they might be saying things like, well, you just have to say this mantra or focus on the positive, or have you tried the medical approach? Have you tried medicine? And they don't understand that you don't have the energy to follow through with those things, or you've already tried them. So this advice is not helpful because you've tried the positive affirmations, you've thought about maybe looking into trying different types of medication, maybe they didn't work. You have talked to a therapist, or you don't want to talk to a therapist. And so the type of advice that they're giving you is probably, for one, common sense, in the sense that it's not anything you haven't already thought of. But with the level of exhaustion that you have, it's hard for you to pave this new path. It's hard for you to even contemplate reaching out to a therapist and finding the right one for you. Um, Again, the positive affirmations just don't sit well with you. So whatever type of advice or guidance is being offered to you, you may not be taking it to heart because it doesn't sit right with you. It doesn't feel right. And you may have already tried these things and they just didn't work. And so when you've tried certain things already and people come up to you and they keep saying, try this, do this, all you got to do is XYZ, it can make you feel even more vulnerable and more heavy, because instead of them being able to sit with you in your pain and your empathy and really understand how heavy the struggle is, they're trying to fix it. And you would like to be able to fix it too, but some things just can't be fixed, right? So this is about you feeling even more alone while people are trying to hand you advice and encouragement that doesn't really work well for you. The next card we have is the Page of Cups. And I'm getting two messages from this. The first message that I'm getting is that I feel like for some of you who chose this group, you may have lost a child or someone younger. So this could be not necessarily your child, but it could be a family member that was younger, perhaps a sister or a cousin. So that could be the cause of some of this grief. The other message that I'm getting, oh, and also miscarriage. I'm also hearing things about miscarriage or the ending of a pregnancy that you may be regretting. So some of you, that is what you're dealing with. The other message that I'm getting regarding the Page of Cups is you might be feeling as if joy and peace are right beyond your grasp. Like you want to be happy or you want to be more at peace, but it's like trying to catch a fish in a cup, right? Now obviously that's not the traditional meaning of this card, but that's what I'm picking up on when we're asking this specific question. So you have tried to be happy. You've even put on that happy face for people. You've tried to present yourself as someone who is happy and playful and joking, but for one, you know that you didn't quite pull it off because it's not what's in your actual heart right now. But the other aspect of this is that it's exhausting. It is exhausting to wear that type of mask. So you might feel as if when you're around other people, and this can be family or friends or work environments. For some of you, I'm seeing some type of a social gathering. This could be a barbecue or even a birthday party or something like that. And people are expecting you or hoping that this is going to be good for you, right? At least he or she is out, like they're spending time with us like they should be. And what they don't understand is you just showing up is so exhausting, because maybe you don't want to hear the platitudes or the advice or whatever it is. So it's exhausting. So you're doing the right thing, like going out and moving forward with your life is the right thing to do, but it's difficult and challenging. And I feel like that's something you need to hear. that it is okay for you to be in grief, and it is okay for you to go to social gatherings and be around people and to acknowledge how very difficult this is for you. There doesn't need to be shame in that. The acknowledgement of that is actually good for your mental health because you're not gaslighting yourself, right? Okay. The next card I have is the Nine of Pentacles in reverse, which tells me that this level of grief that you're facing is also affecting your finances and your self-belief, like how you look at yourself. This is affecting your finances and your confidence in you. Next, we have the Three of Wands in reverse. Getting back to the clairvoyance, I feel like this is saying like you really do want to connect with your clairvoyance again. Like you want those type of answers, you want clarity, but there's just so much that's happening around you that when you sit down to meditate or to study or to work on anything spiritual, you might be finding it difficult to concentrate through no fault of your own. So this card is acknowledging that you have in fact put effort there. The next card I have for you is the Three of Swords in reverse. And the Three of Swords, this is an interesting card to come up for reverse in this reading because the Three of Swords, when it's right side up, it speaks to heartache. It speaks to grief and betrayal. This could even be the betrayal that you feel from the universe because these things ended, because the relationship went away, because your loved one passed, and it feels so unfair. The reason this came up in reverse is because the universe, your guides, your higher self, spirit wants you to know that you are healing. You are healing. This does not feel like healing, does it? This feels like deep grief. It feels like being stuck. It feels like putting on a show. It feels heavy. It feels terrible. But it is part of the healing process. And so the betrayal, the passing over of a loved one, this experience that you loved, it is over and those things are in the past. And so what's left is the grief and the healing process. This card came up to confirm to you that you are healing, even though it doesn't feel like it. So continue on that journey. And the next card we have is the Two of Wands. And so what I love about this with you is I want you to think in terms of small energy, okay? Now, the wands can be about magic. Let's just assume that for the purpose of this reading, the wands indicate your ability to manifest, and it's referring to your energy and your ability to create things, right? And I'm not going to go off on talking about manifesting the life that you want, because when you are in heavy grief, you're just trying to survive, right? And so you have small packets of energy, right? Let's think of these quarters as energy. We'll think about money as energy. And all you have are these two quarters. That's really handy that these just happen to be here, huh? So this is not a lot of money. 50 cents, two quarters, not a lot of money. But this might be all you have to get through the day, right? So when we're thinking in terms of energy and we're using money as the analogy, this might be all that you have left. This is all you have to spend today, 50 cents, which means you're going to be very, very careful and mindful on how you are spending that energy today. And that's how I feel like the Two of Wands is. The Two of Wands can be a card about planning your future, planning your next steps, planning something in your career path, even just making your to-do list. So what this is saying is it's saying you don't have a lot of energy. This is your currency. 50 cents is your currency right now. Just acknowledge that you don't have a lot of energetic currency and plan accordingly, which means that if you know that all you have is 50 cents and you're planning your budget for 50 cents, then you're not going to make a budget plan for $1 because you don't have $1. You're making a budget plan for 50 cents. And The same is true of your energy. If you know that you don't have a lot of energy and you know that every day getting up is a struggle, minimize the amounts of steps that you're taking throughout the day. Because what is happening is that if you are really wanting to focus on clairvoyance, your spiritual walk, and all of these things are good, they're good things to practice on. But if you're overextending yourself in other areas, then of course you're not going to have leftover energy for your spiritual path. You have been using that energy for survival, and let me be clear, there is nothing wrong with that. But when you are overextending yourself in all areas, finances, love, relationship, parenting the kids, even cooking your meals, going to the grocery store, doing your hair, because if you're a woman like I am and you have a lot of hair, even just washing your hair, blow drying it, straightening it, like that is a whole process. And there are days when you're not going to be up to it. That is a lot of energy. And if you have 50 cents and all of these things are costing you $5, you are overextending yourself, right? So think smaller, break this down. You have 50 cents today. How are you going to use that? And that 50 cents is for your physical well-being today. What are the things that you absolutely need to get done? The practical things, right? And so once you're able to figure that out and you have a very good idea of what you can handle practically without feeling overexhausted, burnt out completely, that's when you might find that you have leftover energy that you can put into your spiritual path, right? That's when you can take that little bit of energy that you have left. Because ideally, again, going back to this as an example, you have 50 cents. Maybe you figure out a budget for 45 cents, which means you have 5 cents left over that you can spend however you want. And if your spiritual path is important to you, then that 5 cent energetic deposit goes into that. And that could just be 5 minutes, 10 minutes of meditation, of just sitting with yourself and breathing deeply. And because we're talking about clairvoyance, this can be about sitting in the silence, taking those deep breaths, setting the intention for what you need your clairvoyance to do, which could be setting the intention to connect with the spirit world, if that's what you want to do. Just asking for guidance from your spirit guides, wanting to connect with your psychic facilities on any matter. So you are opening yourself up to receive images and symbols that you can easily decode. And as you start managing your energy more in that way, you might notice that you receive energy more easily clairvoyantly, right? Okay, so let's go ahead, and I haven't used these in a while, but I figured we could try them out for this as well. So these are angel reading cards, and let's go ahead and shuffle and see what comes up regarding more angelic advice. And I am going to focus on your grief for this because I think that is the bigger issue here. And as you are able to work through your grief and your self-esteem, because we see that your finances and self-esteem have taken a hit, that's when other things can start opening up for you more. So we're just asking guides and angels to guide me to the right card for this group, for the blue third eye group. I feel like this one's trying to come out. Okay, Angel of Strength. So typically Archangel Michael is considered, I guess would be considered an angel of strength. So that's an angel you can call on for help, Archangel Michael. Also remember, you have your own team of angels. You have your own team of guardian angels. So you can be vague. If you don't have their name, you can be general and say, to my angel of strength, to the guardian angel who's around me, who's my protector, my warrior, please come forward and help me with this energy. I really need your strength and guidance. All right, let's see. Who else? What else? Angel of inner peace. So what's interesting is that I am picking up on your higher self for this one. Tuning into your higher self and asking your higher self to bring you peace. Although these are angel readings, I'm more or less using them to connect with light beings. So that could be your higher self, angelic forces, of course, different forms of spirit guides. So I feel like this is about connecting to your higher self, which can bring you that peace. And then, of course, there are angels that are more peaceful. Like I believe Gabrielle's one of them. All right, one more. Who does this beautiful group, this precious soul, need to call on for help with the grief? And what might they need to know more about their ability to open up their third eye and clairvoyance? Oh, two popped out. Look at that, guys. You got an extra one. Angel of Clairaudience. How fascinating. I didn't even know this was in here. Okay. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Angel of Romance. So that's interesting. This is, okay, so this is speaking to, for those of you who lost a husband, a spouse, someone you were romantically involved with. This is speaking to you opening your clairvoyance so that you can connect with your loved one on the other side. But remember, clairaudience was hiding behind it. So what this is telling us is that although your clairvoyance may not be working in the way that you wanted to, it's very possible that those of you who chose this group, whether this is your situation or not, with the Angel of Romance card, with losing someone romantically that you were romantically involved with, that may or may not be true for what we're going into next, which is the Angel of Clairaudience. This is telling us that your clairaudience may be working just fine. I feel like this is validation for many of you. So how does clairaudience work? Clairaudience can come in the form of mental chatter that is helpful. So it can sound like your own voice, which can sometimes be your angels, guardians, or your higher self, your own spirit. A lot of times those sound like us. They use our own inner voice. It can also be songs that pop up out of nowhere in your mind. And this isn't a song that you would have heard on the radio or heard on an Instagram while you were scrolling. It would have just popped up out of nowhere. Maybe all of a sudden a scene from your favorite movie pops up and all you can think about is the dialogue. A lot of times that can be forms of clairaudience, of spiritual guidance. So I love that this card came up for you as a surprise and as the finale, because it's telling you, hey, your clairaudience isn't working, or your clairvoyance may not be working right now in the way that you want, but lean into your clairaudience because that is where the answers are for you. Your clairaudience is working just fine. And also your angels around you, whether it is archangels, your team of angels, they are utilizing your ability to hear them. So it might be helpful to shift into the understanding that your clairvoyance, it's not going to work the way that you'd like it to for a while. Just being honest, it may not work the way that you wanted to for a while, but your clairaudience seems to be loud and clear right now. So try not to cast doubt on what you are hearing intuitively. And you might want to start taking notes. Grab a journal when you receive guidance intuitively, clairaudiently, start to write it down and just see what type of information is coming through that might be helping you, that might have the ability to heal you. I want to get back to this Angel of Romance because there's another aspect to this that I'm hearing, which is you may be in a relationship with someone who might be actually rather cold towards your intuitive abilities and your spiritual path, which means that this is the type of person that when you talk about spiritual things, they're just kind of like, whatever. Like they don't have any interest in it. So they don't understand how or why you are leaning into all of these spiritual aspects to help yourself heal. Some of you have excellent partners who may not follow this type of belief system. They don't believe in this form of spirituality. They don't believe in telepathy and spiritual gifts, but they are actually so supportive of you and doing what you need to do in order to heal and to maneuver through this difficult thing called life. So there's a lot that came up in this Angel of Romance card. So there you go. That is a broad take on what is happening with your clairvoyance and why it's not working with you. I hope that what you got out of this was a message of compassion and understanding, because as I was tuning into this and laying these cards out for you and tuning into the spirit and the emotions with this, what I feel like Spirit wants you to know is that they understand. They understand the situation that you're in. They understand why this is difficult for you. They have no judgment towards you. Your loved ones on the other side are not judging you. They're not mad at you for not being able to connect better or be better. They're not upset with you or disappointed in you because this healing process is taking longer than expected. Remember, they don't have a timeline on your healing, but unfortunately, here on this planet, we are surrounded by people who think that our pain has an expiration date. And a lot of times it doesn't, right? There's some form of grief, some forms of grief that you will carry with you through possibly your entire lifetime. And it's not something that you heal from overnight. And so your angels, your guides, divine beings of love, your higher self, have all come forward today to say, we understand. Please be gentle with yourself. No one on the other side is forcing you to do better, be better. They want better for you. Of course, they want you to be happy and to be at peace. They want you to feel peaceful. They want you to feel joy and love. And they also understand if that is difficult for you right now. So please know that with this reading, there is no judgment. There was just the acknowledgement, the compassion, the empathy, because light beings on the other side. And when I say light beings, I'm referring to the whole umbrella of angels, guides, divine source, your loved ones who are filled with light and love. I really hope that this was helpful for you. And while you are navigating a difficult space, I want you to know that healing energy and prayers are going out to you on my behalf. In fact, Divine Spirit, I pray that you would wrap your arms of love around the person who is listening to this right now, to the person who is experiencing this grief, who is doubting themselves. I pray that they would feel the energy and the comfort of their loved ones in spirit, whether these loved ones are ancestors or people that they knew in life, guardian angels, whoever is available to just be with them and sit with them in love and empathy. Please hear this call. Please use their ability of clairaudience to bring clarity to their life as they go about the rest of their day today, as they go about their week, as they rest their head on their pillow at night. May they know that they are loved, they are seen, and they are heard. May you whisper prayers, blessings, and affirmations into their mind, into their heart, into their entire being, so that they can absorb them as water absorbs a sponge, as a flower absorbs the sunlight. May they know that despite their grief and pain, that they are precious and they are loved. And so it is. All right, my friends, thank you so much for being with me today, for joining me for this reading. If this resonated with you, please leave a comment. Please be sure that you like and subscribe. If you would like a personal session with me, you can visit my website at guidingechoes.com. And if you would like to work on your clairvoyance, I do have information for that in the description area down below. But remember, we talked about your 50 cents. So I got to be honest, I don't know if working on your clairvoyance is the best thing for you at this time, but I believe in your autonomy, so I'll leave that up to you. All right, my friends, thank you so much for joining, and I'll see you next time. Okay, this is for those of you who chose the red third eye right now. We're just asking what is blocking your ability to receive information clairvoyantly and what is blocking your third eye. So here we go. Obstacles and challenges. Okay, the cards are not messing around, are they? They're getting right to the root of the problem. Okay, so obstacles and challenges, movement, choices, and decisions in your solar plexus chakra in reverse. All right. This is so significant because your solar plexus chakra is one of your power centers. It represents how you project yourself into this world and how others see you. I also believe that it can be connected to your sense of community. So when it comes to your solar plexus chakra, it is blocked right now, largely because of the obstacles and challenges you're facing. You don't have a lot of faith in yourself right now when it comes to everything that is coming up in your path. These could be financial issues, relationship, so many different things that are taking place right now. And even though you know you are divinely guided and protected, there may be a part of you that is deeply fearful that things are not going to work out the way that you want them to. However, you are a brave soul and you are making movement. You are making your choices. You are making decisions, and they are in alignment with your highest good and with the highest good of the people around you. So you are a very conscious, self-aware person. I believe that for you, one of the things that weighs heavy on your heart and on your mind is the awareness of how your actions and behaviors affect other people. And sometimes this can look like taking an action that you know speaks to your integrity, that stands in the truth of who you are, and also speaks to the generosity, the kindness, the compassion that you want to see in the world. However, when you take that stand, you know there's the possibility that you may hurt someone who's close to you. You can hurt their feelings. They may feel misunderstood. I think that so many people who are compassionate and kind-hearted move through the world with a sense of knowing that they're here to help heal. And when they have to take an action that could potentially hurt another person, that is something that they absorb. And I feel like that's the situation for you. Let's say that you are working on a project with a team and you have a team member who is constantly criticizing every move that you make and is maybe late on turning in their part of the project. And because this person is not pulling their full weight, it is dragging down the rest of the team and it is potentially making the project late. Now, you may know that this person is going through a significantly difficult time at home. Maybe they are caring for someone who is sick, who is elderly, and maybe they have children, and maybe they are taking care of a sick pet, or they just put their pet down. There's true trauma happening in their lives, and the last thing you want to do is pile onto it. However, you're also responsible for an entire team. And so standing in truth and in justice might mean that you have to go to the supervisor and speak to them about how this person is getting in the way of having this project completed, and at the same time finding a way to speak to this member directly in a way that is compassionate and empathetic, because you know that they're going through a lot and you know that what they're going through is important. However, the rest of the team and the project is important as well. And so those are the unfair situations that we sometimes have to deal with in this life. And we're not out to hurt anybody, but sometimes our actions do hurt people. And when we have that awareness, when we know that something we're about to do could potentially cause someone more harm, even if we're doing the right thing, it can cause us to doubt ourselves. And I feel like that is the type of situation that you end up in quite frequently. I feel that you are a natural born leader. I feel that you are the type of person who grabs the bull by the horns. And when people are looking for advice or suggestions, you are the person that they go to. And what they don't know is that you struggle with this imposter syndrome. You sometimes struggle with your own sense of self. And the reason people would never believe that about you is because they see how you handle obstacles and challenges. They see how you move. They see the choices and decisions that you make, and they see you moving through life with strength and with grace. And so there might be a part of you who doesn't have enough awareness to view this part of you who understands, who truly understands and sees what a natural leader you are. And so, what's blocking your clairvoyance and your third eye is your sense of self. You are blinded by your own strengths, or blinded to, I should say, you're blinded to your own strengths, not blinded by, because you may only see your weaknesses. You may only see what you feel. And what I mean by that is that if you feel confused, if you feel doubtful, if you feel perplexed, those feelings might be so strong that that is how you end up seeing yourself, as a person who is confused and frustrated and doesn't know what to do, when the reality is you do know what to do and you're taking action, right? And when you truly don't know what the right outcome is, I feel like you're the type of person who goes to the correct resources, whether it's human resources or a manager, your spouse, your own children, depends on the situation, of course, but you're so resourceful. You know who to go to for answers. And I feel like you are fair and just. I feel like those are two things that are very important to you. And so when you receive the information that you need, you go about your business, you make these choices. So it's really self doubt that is causing your clairvoyance to not work in the way that you want. It is because your lens may not be, I want to say, perfectly attuned to who you are. Your lens may have some smudges on it that is affecting how you see things intuitively and what information is coming in. Okay, so let's get a little more insight on this. Let's ask your guides and angels what we need to do about this situation, what you need to know about it, because we know what's causing it, right? We know what's causing the block at this point. So now the question is, what do we do about it? So let's see what your cards say about that. Okay, and I think one more shuffle should do it. What are you going to know? What message do you have? Actually, I lied. I don't feel like I'm supposed to deal yet. Nope, still got to shuffle. Okay, think one more after this. All right, there we go. Really? That's where you want to cut? Okay, I'm used to it being more in the middle, but apparently that's not the case this time around. All right, Ace of Cups in reverse. Okay, friends, when Ace of Cups is right side up, this is about the beginning of a new path. So this could be you diving into a new practice with your intuition, but it's also about sensitivity, kindness, generosity. And I feel like this card is speaking to the lack of kindness that you're showing to yourself. I feel like this card is calling you out for maybe being too demanding, of yourself, for not having realistic expectations of what you can do. You know what, guys, I'm just going to turn on the light real quick. I don't know if that's going to help at all, but I felt like I needed more light here. Um, so you are naturally intuitive and you are such a kind person. And I feel like this card is asking you to be kinder to yourself. What I would advise you to do is to write a letter to yourself, write a love letter to yourself. And it could say something like, let's say your name is Denise. It could say, "Dear Denise, I am so proud of you. I have seen the struggles that you've been through, and I know that you've been telling yourself that you're worthless or you should try harder, but I see you. I know that you're doing so much work for your family. I know you're doing the best that you can. I know that you're going through these challenges right now, but you're doing it with a grateful heart, with an open heart, and that is so beautiful and so precious." So write yourself a letter. If you're finding that it is hard for you to be nice to yourself, start with your words. Start with receiving the type of letter, or writing the type of letter to yourself that you would love to receive from a friend, or the type of letter that you would write to a friend. The next card I have for you is Strength in Reverse. Again, you do not recognize your own inner strength. You are so focused on where you feel you're going wrong. You know, let me move these down a little bit so maybe they're easier for you to see. I hope that's a better angle for you. Okay. So you're unaware of your own strength. I feel like you're really doubting some of your best traits right now. And you're also doubting your intuition, even though it's proven itself to be right over and over again. I just feel that this group is so sensitive in the best ways, and yet you have so much doubt when it comes to that. So remember, your sensitivity is a strength. Your intuition is a strength. Okay. Next card I have for you, Four of Wands right side up. All right. So many of you who chose this group, uh, you have so many spiritual guides around you. I feel like you have the ability to open portals. I feel like you're able to naturally and graciously connect to the other side. You probably have dreams of different realms, of different dimensions, of different lands. I wouldn't be surprised at all if many of you who chose this group frequently has dreams of angels, of places that might be referred to as heaven, of magical places. And you may have had interactions with fairies and gnomes and angels and other beings that most people would consider to be mythical. So you are a portal. You have the ability to naturally reach into other dimensions that people wish that they could. And I feel like for you, if you want to receive more spiritual intuitive messages, it's just a matter of you raising yourself to a higher consciousness. So it's just learning how to elevate your thoughts and elevate your energy so that you can reach those, I would say, higher dimensions. So, and then also, one of the things that I've always loved about this card is we see that there's a woman on the other side of this doorway, right? And she's got her hand out, and it's as if she's saying, "Hey, come here, come follow me." And so, what that tells me is that you have so many spiritual guides around you, whether these are past loved ones, ancestors. Um, I just get the sense that there are magical people that are around you, magical beings, and you can probably feel their invite. Like even this right now, this is an invitation for you to connect with them more, to talk to them more, to visit their realm, to visit their dimension. And they are so eager to work with you. Like they think you're amazing. So remember that beings of light who are on a different dimensional level than what you're on have taken note of you. They've noticed you. They love you. They think you are amazing. And because of the way that you view yourself, solar plexus chakra in reverse, um, you might be blind to all of the wonderful things that you do to have garnished their attention. So remember, this is an invitation for you to start working with them more, talk to them more, ask for guidance. They're there for you. Next card we have is the moon. The moon is interesting. The moon can be about deeper insights. It can be about lies that are being revealed. I feel that right now, this is referring to the lies that are shattering right now in your own perception. I feel like for many of you who chose this group, that you're really contemplating everything that you're hearing right now. You're recognizing, yeah, this is true. Like what Nicole is saying about me is true. I do notice that I have a connection to angels and sprites. I do feel connected to nature. I can feel the spirit of the trees, and I am kinder to other people than I am to myself. I do need to be nicer. So there's all these lies that you may have been telling yourself, and it's not your fault that you have these beliefs and that they have centered themselves in your heart and that they're blocking your solar plexus chakra. These are just beliefs that you have picked up based on the feedback of the people around you and based on your interpretation of different experiences that didn't work out well for you. So I feel like that is the main lie that is being exposed to you right now. I'm also hearing that there is going to be someone in your circle who's going to come forward with information that you weren't expecting. However, I feel like this is also someone who's close to you and someone who is going to be in your same shoes in terms of they may be feeling the same things you do. They might be feeling they're not worthy enough. They may have made a mistake and they are afraid to come to you with it. They made a poor choice. And in their mind, this thing that they did is so horrific. It's terrible. And once they come to you about it, and they confess, you're going to be like, that's really no big deal. This isn't a big deal. It's going to be a genuine mistake that they made, that they're still carrying with them. They're trying to figure out how to tell you about it. That's about to come out, and I just feel like it's actually going to be a beautiful bonding experience, and you're going to have the opportunity to show grace and kindness to this person and bring them a feeling of solace. Okay, so the next card I have for you is the Ten of Cups. I love this card for you. This is about living in your authenticity, but also it is a card about family and love. And I feel like this card is asking you to start focusing on the things that you want. What are the outcomes that you want? And I think in a lot of ways you already know that, but this is about the end result. So the reason it's important to know your end result is because when you have a definitive purpose, when you have a definitive goal, and that vision is so strong, your convictions begin to align with that end goal. And anything that does not match the energy of who you want to become and what you want to do either fades away, or most likely you are able to find a way through that challenge, just like what we have here. So, the way that you get past that and the way that you turn this right side up is being kind to yourself, noticing your strength, reaching out to those magical beings that are reaching out to you, acknowledging the truth in this reading and the lies that you've been telling yourself, and finding that end goal that brings so much peace and happiness to your heart. All right, so we're going to pull one more card from this deck, and then we're going to have more for you to do. So the next card I have for you is Six of Cups. I'll be honest, it did pop up this way for me, but as I was pulling it, I heard that it was actually supposed to be like this. So that's what we are going to go with. This is telling me that you are someone who has learned from the past. And you know what's interesting, group? why I want to call you the red group, right? Because this is the red the red third eye chakra, is that I feel as you've been watching this, your energy has been changing. So if you were to tune into yourself right now, if you were to ask what was your energy level, what was your vibration at the beginning of this reading versus how it is now, I feel like you've elevated already because you're really taking these words to heart. You're recognizing your strength. You're already gaining clarity on what your end goal is. And that vision is already forming for you. What I'm seeing is that you are able to learn from the past. And I also feel like you learn quickly. You learn quickly from experience, you learn quickly academically. You are a fast learner. But not only do you learn, you lead by example. And what I'm seeing here is that there are mistakes and there are poor choices that your parents made or that the adults around you made when you were a child. And you have taken those lessons into your current day self, and you are making sure that you are not that person, that you do not behave that way. And you have become gracious, you are giving, you are contemplative. You are, this is why you are so aware of how your actions affect other people, because you are a sensitive person and you were a sensitive kid. I cannot even begin to tell you how kind you are and how the world needs more people like you, because I feel like you take your own kindness for granted. I feel like you're the type of person who gives more than a normal person would. And the way you see it is like, well, this is just how people are. This is just how it should be. You don't recognize how rare you are. And you are a gift to so many people. And I do think that you have a soft spot for kids, whether you have them or not. You are someone who I believe is very generous towards children. And I think children naturally flock to you. So start taking note of who you really are. And when I say who you really are, I mean that you're starting to turn the solar plexus right side up like we already did, and you're starting to see all of the gifts that you have to offer. You're noticing who you were 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago compared to now. All right. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull just a few more cards. We're going to pull 3 from this, and these are more or less angel cards, so angel messages. So we're asking just to close this out. Who do they need to work with? What else do they need to know about this? All right. Actually, this card wants to come out. This card wants to come out and play. Oh, look at Angel of Strength. Look at, and what did we talk about? What else? I love when that happens. I have no words for how much I love it when that happens. Oh my gosh, and Career Angel. That's funny because I was giving a career, using an example of career earlier. Okay, one more time. I geek out over my own readings sometimes, guys. I can't help it. All right, let's go with this one. Angel of White Light. All right, let me clear these out so we can clear the clutter a little bit and just focus on these last cards for you. Okay, my friends, here we go. Career Angel. I think a lot of you are stuck in your careers. Some of you, so, oh my gosh, I have so much information suddenly funneling through on this. Okay, some of you are on a career path that you enjoy and you're doing just fine. Others are feeling like you're ready for a change in your career path. So that might be a new employer, or it might be just wanting to move in a different capacity with the employer that you're already with. So ask your career angels for help. This is also a clue that one of the reasons that your clairvoyance and third eye is blocked is because you are inundated by career. I also feel like family is big for you right now. So those are the 2 things that you're pouring a lot of energy into. And because so much of your energy is being poured into that, when you try to tune in clairvoyantly or psychically to other areas, it might be hard for you to make the switch because day in, day out, you're thinking about career and family. And so those are the prime energies that are around you most of the time. um, and it's sometimes hard to get out of that energy when we spend most of our time in it. The next card I have for you, Angel of Strength. And remember, we pulled the Strength card for you, which is just like phenomenal, and that was in reverse, right? So what this card is saying is that when you feel weak, when you feel like you are lacking strength, call out to your guardian angels, call out to Michael, call out to all of those heavenly forces and ask for help and know that they are on your side. I also feel that by reaching out to this angel of strength and asking them to clear away any blocks that are affecting your sense of self, your intuitive sight, any of your chakras that might be imbalanced that are not allowing you to make the connection that you want to make to spirit, that angel of strength is going to come through and remove those blocks for you. They might give you a whole private energy healing session as well. So things are already moving for you as a result of watching this. Like, I can feel that. I have felt your energy shift, and I can feel that many of you are already feeling more hopeful and saying, oh yeah, I should pray to my angels. Like, oh yeah, that kind of did happen, didn't it? So you're already doing great. And then we have Angel of White Light, and this is giving you some direction on what to focus on right now. So this brought you here because you wanted to know why your third eye was blocked, why your clairvoyance wasn't working out for you the way that you wanted it to. And your angels are coming through and they're asking you to put the clairvoyance aside for now and focus on white light. When you close your eyes, focus on the white light for just a few moments and breathe into it and feel it wrapping around you. And know that this white light is the divine light of the universe. And white light, it is brighter than other lights, right? Except for maybe yellow. So this white light makes it easier for you to maybe see the hidden beliefs within you that might be causing you some trouble, whether that trouble is in the form of illness or poor thoughts. It's something within your energy. So, focusing on the white light is a good way to gently start awakening your clairvoyance and directing it in the way that you want it to go. So bask in the white light, visualize it. If that's hard for you to do, then light a candle and just stare at that flame. Even though this says white light, the reality is that most colored lights are going to be fine. So if you want pink light, yellow light, whatever it is, that's fine. Just focus on something that represents honesty and bliss. Like, what color represents those things to you? It might even be blue. Focus on that and allow that to permeate within your soul as you visualize it. Okay. If you would like a one-on-one reading with me, you can visit my website at guidingechoes.com. I hope that this was helpful for you. Thank you so much for joining me for this reading. And I will, oh, and before I go, please like, subscribe, all that stuff. Supposedly it helps the algorithm. I don't know. Algorithm's always changing, but yeah. So there you go, guys. Again, thanks for joining me. It was a pleasure doing this reading for you, and I hope to see you soon. Take care. See you next time. Hey there, this is for those of you who chose the green third eye chakra. Let's go ahead and take a look at your cards and see what's going on. I've already shuffled and I asked the cards, what is causing your clairvoyance and your third eye to be blocked? And what's interesting is we have solar plexus chakra in reverse, heartache and loss, throat chakra in reverse. So, and then a bonus card fell out, which is awareness. So I would wager that it's not just these two chakras that are off balance for you. I think that probably you're noticing that your whole energetic body is feeling off balance. So, as I'm tuning into you and I'm tuning into this reading, I feel like all of your chakras are feeling, I want to say choked, like they're all feeling as if they're constricted. So, they're small and instead of being expanded. We also have the heartbreak and loss card, which is in reverse, which tells me one of two things. Either you are on the road to healing from a heartbreak and loss, or you are burying it so deep inside of you that it's practically become you, but you're trying to ignore it. And you may feel as if you're doing a great job of hiding how this heartache and loss makes you feel, but it's actually coming through in ways that you may not notice. And one of the ways it's coming through is your intuition is blocked. Your third eye and other chakras are not as open, which means you're not able to be a bright, magnificent conduit to the universe, to the spirit world right now. And I have a feeling that this comes in waves. I feel like there's times where it feels like your intuition is relatively okay, then maybe times where it's actually completely lit. And then right now you're going through a time like this where it just feels like everything is blocked. So I think it's not only your clairvoyance that isn't working the way that you'd like it to, I feel like it's also your other forms of your intuition. So maybe even your clairaudience isn't working well. Maybe when you go to work with your preferred intuitive and mystical tools, they're just not working the way that you want them to. It could be that when you go to pray, you don't feel the presence of God or angels or anything like that. So everything right now is feeling kind of empty. And the feeling that I'm getting from you is depressed. I feel like a lot of people who chose the green chakra, third eye chakra, are feeling depressed and sad and maybe just kind of numb. And the reason for this is the awareness of things that are happening around you. So this could be from fear of things happening on a political and worldwide scale. This could be that you have been doing some work, you have been going to therapy, you've been doing counseling, you've been doing all of that stuff, and you actually have a really good awareness now of who you are. And there might have been some form of pain that has risen to the surface. And I feel like that awareness is causing you to take a step back and reevaluate so many different things in your life. I do feel like in your past there was some type of betrayal. And after that betrayal happened, many other things started to come into light regarding maybe a person's behavior or something you were told, and you're starting to put the pieces together. So, the awareness of deceit and maybe the awareness of yourself are not things that are making you feel positive and feel good. They actually feel heavy because it's bringing up the things that you wanted to bury or that maybe you genuinely didn't know. So, because so much of your energy is going into healing right now, your chakras may be feeling smaller, because if they were more expanded, you might take on energy and information that could get in the way of your healing. So I feel like what we want to work on with you is finding ways to open up your clairvoyance and your intuition in ways that allow you to gain the information that you need from spirit without being bombarded by anything else and without taking on other people's energy or even the energy of just the environment around you. So I'm going to move these to the side and let's go ahead and move on to the other set of cards. So now that we've tuned into the problem and we know what's taking place here, I hope this is all fitting in the screen. Let me just take a peek real quick. Yeah, looks like we're good. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and just ask the universe, okay, now that we have this information, what else? Whoops. Sorry. I have such long hair and it sheds all the time. It was, I had a strand of hair. Oh gosh, there's another one. I'm just like shedding all over the place. Okay, so we're asking the universe, What do you need to know now that we have this information and we know what the problem is? What do they need to know? What's going to help them? What's going to assist them? This is a group who would love to reestablish their connection with spirit in a way that is helpful, beneficial, and healing to them, in ways that assist them in their healing and awareness, and not in ways that would hinder it. Okay, let's do one more shuffle here. Whoops. Okay, a little bit of resistance there. Are you feeling a little bit of resistance? Is that what was showing up in my cards? Okay, here we go. We have Four of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, let's talk for a second about why I actually like this in reverse for you. The Four of Pentacles is right side up. It indicates someone who is closed in, locked in. This is possibly someone who's in survival mode, or they could be saving money. There's just something going on where they feel the need to protect themselves and they are barricaded in. With this in reverse, this tells me that you're opening up to new ideas, you're opening up to new possibilities. And I feel like for many of you, this is happening in small ways. So this could be things like, instead of you just believing that, I'm going to use a job as an example. Instead of you blindly believing that you'll never get the job that you want, like it's out of reach, this is you opening up to the possibility and being like, you know what, maybe I could actually get that job. Maybe I could get some extra schooling, or if I can't have that exact job, maybe I can find something in a similar niche. Maybe I can find something similar to this. So this is about you opening up to those possibilities. And also this is about you coming out of your shell. So we spoke earlier about how you're on this healing journey, and it's possible that you feel isolated in it. And that's very common for people who are going through an awareness, an awakening, and a healing journey, especially after some form of betrayal. It's normal to want to isolate. But that may not be what you're doing. I think that you're ready to go out and meet new people and just try on new ideas. So the next card I have for you is the Chariot. And the Chariot is about victory. Okay, my interpretation of the Chariot, because it's different from traditional. I see the Chariot as victory through discipline and victory with responsibilities. Here's what I mean by that. Discipline is so important in our lives. It is through discipline that we are able to get the things that we need in order to just, maintain basic life. And discipline is also important when it comes to our character and the choices that we make. Many times, what happens in life, especially for using magical means like the law of attraction or different forms of manifestation, is we might put our energy into getting something, and then once we get it, we feel victorious for a while, but then it fades away because we don't actually know how to maintain it. So that's why I say this is about victory with responsibilities. Yes, you were able to succeed and have victory over the thing that you wanted, you were able to get, or maybe you overcame a challenge. And while that's great, that's not the end of the battle. The battle continues. You have to continue to be that person and be in that energy so you can maintain and keep what it is that you got, what it is that you acquired. Okay. All right. So the next card that I have for you is the Two of Cups. I love this because we had the Four of Pentacles in reverse, and now we've got the Two of Cups. Although I gotta tell you, I feel like we have to talk about it this way at first. So there is someone in your life that you're having a hard time letting go of. This is someone who's sticking around. This is possibly someone that makes you feel uncomfortable, yet you feel guilty if you were to cut things off with that person. And so I don't feel like the universe is demanding or requesting that you cut this person off. It's more or less like they're asking you to pay attention to how this person's presence in your life affects you. And ask yourself, what is their intention in your life? Is this someone who truly values you? Is that what they have proven through their actions, through their words? Are they using you? Do they go to you because you're kind and because maybe you've given in to their requests and demands in the past? Why is this person hanging around, and what's making this relationship difficult? Now, that said, I like this right side up. We're going to flip it back because it tells me that with this Four of Pentacles in reverse, the Chariot, and the Two of Cups popping up for you, you're on your way to building a life, creating a life that has meaning for you, and you are on your way to create new friendships, new partnerships that are more in alignment with who you want to be. Maybe not necessarily who you are now, because I feel like you're struggling with a bit of an identity crisis, especially since you're coming to this new awareness. But there are going to be people who come into your path, even if this person sticks around, the person we talked about earlier that's not good for you. This is not a situation where you have to let go of them first before other people can come in. Other people can come in now. So I feel like you are on the right track. Okay, so the next card I have for you is the Six of Pentacles. The Six of Pentacles can be an interesting card, especially in this particular deck, because in this card, I see this as being a teacher who is giving some type of instruction to a student. And so I feel like in this particular card, it's saying be mindful of who you go to for advice, and also remember that you're actually really good at giving advice. I think you're amazing at giving advice. So if you're going through a problem or a challenge, if you just tune into yourself and you search for the answer within, you're going to find that it's already there. I feel like you're the type of person who would probably do really well in a position, whether this is a paid career path or something that's more voluntary. That's so weird. When I put my hands down like this, I'm feeling heat from this card. Wow. Okay. That's interesting. Anyways, moving on. I feel like you would do really well in a position where you're able to counsel others. So this could be in a volunteer capacity, or it could be on a career path. And it doesn't necessarily have to be something doing with mental health or something like that. It could be that people are coming to you, maybe they're homeless, or they're in need of food, and you have signed up with an organization that helps people to get those type of resources. It could be something like that as well. So I actually see you flourishing in something like that, if that's something that you would even want to do. Okay, so the next card we have is the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles is well, he's rich. It's a masculine energy, of course, but I see this as someone who's being rooted and grounded. And so part of the message here might be about, I want to say, getting into your masculine energy. If And I think you're intuitively going to know, like, once I said that, if that's for you or not, because I feel like some of you said I'm already in my masculine energy. Okay, that's good. For the other people watching this, they might actually need to get more into their masculine. But the King of Pentacles is also very rooted. He's very analytical, and he is grounded. And so I feel like that's what this card is saying to you, is look for ways to get grounded. Okay, so let me move these over a little bit. We've got one more card. I don't know if it's going to fit in the screen. Hopefully it will. Okay, so we've got the Eight of Cups in reverse. If you've been feeling the need to move, and this could be a physical move, I feel like this card is saying stop and think about it. It's not saying no, it's just saying don't make haste decisions. Stop and think about it. This may not just be about a physical move, it could be about a job change or leaving a community or getting into a new community. Ask yourself, are there feelings and emotions or something that you're trying to escape? Is that why you're trying to jump ship? Or is there something that you really do need to get away from? Um, because when the Eight of Cups is right side up, it shows someone moving out of one situation or moving away from a situation so they can get into something else. But it's essentially about leaving behind the things that no longer serve you, which can be good. But sometimes what happens in life is people just get uncomfortable. Like we see this happen a lot in relationships. Once a relationship starts to get hard because there's some type of a challenge that pops up in it, sometimes people check out. They may not leave the actual relationship, but they will stonewall, they will ignore, they will do everything they can to avoid talking about the problem. And instead of finding a solution or diving into the solution, they just kind of do their own thing. And that really hurts relationships for obvious reasons. So, this card is about maybe staying still and working on yourself some more, which you're already doing, and really asking if this is a situation that you should be leaving. I think that a lot of times when we go through a healing journey, and I know this is true for me, so maybe this is a little bit of projection or it's empathy. It's me saying I understand because I've been there too. But sometimes in the healing journey, I start to get so rattled, and you may too, and you get so uncomfortable in your skin. You're like, I just need to change, like something needs to change, because you feel all this energy moving in your soul. And if you're feeling stuck at the same time, that's not good. So you might start looking for things outside of you that can help you to change. So that might look like a career change, moving location, even if where you live is just fine. So if you make any type of moves, you want to be sure that the move you're making is in fact getting you closer to where you want to be, that it's not just a change for change's sake, right? Because not all change is good. All right, so I'm going to move these out of the way because we do have one more group of cards to go through, and we're just asking for a little more advice and guidance when it comes to your intuition and your chakras. Whoa! Okay, so I feel like that one wanted to come out and play. Actually, maybe all of them did. These are all good. All right, you know what? We're just going to go with all of them. That's what's going to happen. 3 in 1. How about that? All right. So, angel of the animal realm. So if you've been contemplating getting a dog or a cat or even a goldfish, if there's some type of animal you've been seriously considering, I feel like this is the red light, or the green light, not the red light. This is the green light for that. Also, for those of you contemplating putting your animal down, I feel like this is confirmation that it is time for that. It could be time to put your animal down. You're going to know. And I mean, I'm not saying like right after you've watched this, go put your beloved pet down, but the time is nearing. And just know that when your pet is about to make that transition, that there is an angel there waiting for them. There are angels that also help animals in their transition as they cross over. So when your animal leaves you, they also go into the light. They also have their own afterlife journey, and they're greeted by loved ones as well. And so there are angels that will help them to pass peacefully into that other realm. And if you've recently went through the loss of a pet and you've been wondering if you should get another one, um, I feel like the answer is yes. For some of you, you're ready for one now. For others, you may need to wait a little bit. But I feel like this is the green light for this. So this is also reminding you that animals are brilliant when it comes to our healing journey, because the right animal is so therapeutic. They can help us to feel better within our body, feel better within our souls, because most animals shower us with unconditional love, and that's going to be so good for you. So find the right animal that's going to be a good fit for your family and for you. And even just having a furry friend nearby can help your nervous system to settle and also allow you to feel more comfortable so that you can, in fact, open up your intuitive abilities. The next card we have is Angel of Families. Are you spending time with the people that you consider your family? Um, as you're going through your healing journey and you're coming to this new awareness, you might notice that your family dynamics change. And that's okay. That's normal. And it can be hurtful. I'm not going to say it's easy. It rarely is. Um, but in time, if you do have relatively healthy family dynamics, or at least a family that loves you, they're going to be there for you as you go through this healing transition. Also, if you are in my position where you don't have a family, or you've gone no contact, or you have dangerous family members, then this card can be about you creating your family and leaning into the people who feel like family for you. And if you don't have that in your life, that can make your journey more difficult. And remember, again, I talk from experience. I know how difficult it is to go through life as an adult without aunts, uncles, cousins, parents, any of that. No siblings. I understand. And just know that that's not your doing, right? That's not your doing. And you can ask your angels, you can ask the beings of highest light to provide you with your family. And remember that you have a spiritual family on the other side who's looking out for you and who loves you. And as you lean into them, you might also find that your intuition and clairvoyance opens up more, because as you connect to your spiritual family, you're building that relationship with spirit, your intuition gets stronger, and you might find that your clairvoyance opens up and that your solar plexus chakra, your heart chakra, all of the chakras slowly begin to turn, and they turn back on, they get brighter, they expand more. Because when you work with spirits on the other side, especially those that are loving and kind and who care for you, you start to notice that everything else expands for you. And naturally, your other intuitive gifts might begin to open up and shift. The last card we have for you is Angel of Healing. How wonderful is that? Because we've been talking about healing basically this entire time. So just know that you do have angels of healing around you. And a lot of people would see this and automatically think of Archangel Raphael. And yes, he is a brilliant angel of healing. But remember, you have your own team of angels. And this is also reminding you that you have healing capacities within you. If you are familiar with different healing modalities such as Tai Chi or Reiki, Qigong, what else are there? That's all I can think of for the moment. But there's different types of energy healing, even yoga, different types of energy healing that help you to move energy and shift it and heal the things that are unsettling within your soul and sometimes within your body. That's something that you have authority and agency over. So tune into your own healing energies and use them on you. You don't have to use your healing energy only on other people. You can use it for you as well. So call on your angels, call on your guides, and ask for the healing that you need. And then also would say that this is confirmation that your spirit family, and I mean loved ones on the other side, your guides, your protectors, they are facilitating your healing journey. They're on it with you and they are a part of it. They are an active part of your healing journey. So, my friends, I hope that this was helpful for you. Thank you so much for trusting me with your reading today. If you would like further guidance or you'd like a personal one-on-one, please visit my website at guidingechoes.com so you can order a private session with me. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Please remember to like and subscribe. And if this resonated with you, feel free to leave a comment. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.